Hey everyone, okay, so I still have the bruise on the side of my nose, but that is not going to stop me from doing this tutorial. So, problematic eyes. Excuse me. What I mean by problematic eyes is basically a very hooded eye that's been acquired through age or a mature eye. So either way, it's about being older. So I would classify myself as having a problematic eye. And what I mean by that is that as you get older, the skin moves. It moves more because we're getting older, things are going down. So that's a problematic eye. Because skin moves, it can be problematic to put eyeshadow on, particularly if you have a hooded eye that's been acquired through age. So it's become more hooded as you've got older because the skin really can move. So I'm going to show you a way of doing eyes using guidelines as a method for it. Now we're going to use color, but we're going to use the most important color of all, which is the mid-tone color, or sometimes referred to as a transitional color. That is the color you use to shape the eye. The rest color we use for fun. So let's make a start. But first, I'm going to pick my nose. There we go, that was done. So the first thing I'm going to do is just wash a little bit of a pressed powder all over my eyelid, just to prime it. There's no primer on my eye because I'm not going out. I'm going to wash this off as soon as we're done. So if you're going to put any shimmer on the eye, you want to apply it, let's just pick a color. You want to apply it as close to the eyebrow as possible, because there are very few people who come up to me and say, I really want this bit of my eye really here to really stand out, right? That hooded heavy bit. So that's why we put it really close up to the brow bone. Now, if you have a mobile lid that you can see, then place any light color you want onto the inner corner of the eye. But really for this tutorial, I'm just going to use a matte color for this because I want to use matte, because why not? So I'm applying this and keeping it quite close to the lash line and working into that inner corner. Now, here's the fun bit. We need to now add color. The one thing that hooded eyes need, or problematic eyes, is definition. So we're going to define the eye by using a push liner and a black eyeshadow, and we're going to do this first, not at the end. So just push it into the lashes and wiggle. That's all you need to do. And you can see instantly how it defines the eye. We've lost no lid space because we're going into the lashes. So it's not adding any liner to the actual lid space, because sometimes with small eyes like mine, you do a black line across with a kohl pencil and voila, that's all you can see when the eye's open, which is not the goal. So just push it into the lashes as best as you can. Now we're going to curl the lashes and apply one coat of mascara. We do this because it primes the lashes for the proper coat of mascara, but also what it does is it acts as a guideline, because we can use our lashes to give us an understanding of our eye shape. So we really want to just apply enough that we can see each and every lash, but please don't apply a lot because this has to dry near instantaneously. So that's why I'm using the tight line, because it's a really good mascara. So now comes the most important shade that we use, which is our mid-tone color, also referred to as a transition color. These would be predominantly transition colors. They're flat, they're matte. So I'm actually gonna kind of probably go between these two shades here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a guideline. So we know that we want the eyeshadow to end at the outside corner of the eye, but if we start right here, we've got nowhere left to blend. So we want to start slightly in. So I'm just putting a dot. Let me do a little bit more. I'm going to put a dot right here, and then another dot, and another dot, and another dot, and another dot. Now all I need to do is connect those dots up, and you want to do this lightly with barely any pressure, because this is just a guideline And once we've got that guideline in place, then we can go over it if we want with a bit more pressure. And the reason I hold my hand here is because I'm old. So the skin moves, so I stabilize the skin by moving, and you'll see that the majority of the stuff I do is with the eye open or semi-open, so I can see what I'm doing, so that when I look ahead in the mirror, this is how the eyeshadow is going to look. So that's why it's important to open your eyes. Now with a blending brush, blend back and forward to soften this color and extend it out that extra bit so it reaches the tail of the brow. And when it comes to this inner corner, I prefer to blend this color up into the eyebrow because it gives more space here where there's this light color. So that's why I blend it here, but it's a personal preference. Not everybody likes the color coming in, so it's entirely up to you. Now, I always do 2 passes, so I go back over this and then I blend it out again. Now this shade is only to enhance the eye shape. It's not to be fancy, it's not to really stand out horrifically. I always do things slightly darker for camera so you can see placement, but this mid-tone shade, the transition shade, is really an extension of your skin tone, so you don't have to go really dark with it. Now what we want to do is take that same color that we use, that transition shade, and if you want to, just lightly run it underneath the lower lash line, and then the outer corner, kick it up and join it. So that right here is a pool of color. You don't want to leave any gaps. So next we're going to add color, because ironically, problematic eyes oftentimes are the ones that want to use the most amount of bold color. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to use a purple. So I'm going to use this one here because I love purple. I think it's a great color on the eye. So I'm using a smaller brush now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going on that outer corner, but can you see that I've not gone up as high as that transition color, that mid-tone color? It is beneath that color. And stop about 1/3, extend it, bring it down so that it meets that lower lash line, and then open your eye and just go, can I see the purple just poking through? Yes, I can. Now, before you blend, just knock off anything that's on the brush and just do the outside edge of the lower lash line. Okay, so the trick here is to blend this purple inwards and up slightly, but not so far that we get too involved with this mid-tone color, because that is the shaping color. So I'm taking my blending brush and I'm going in a back and forward motion with the brush nestled into the crease as much as possible. Now moving it onto the lid on that outer corner, and just go back and forward and just start to move that color kind. Now you can do a second pass if you want, and I always think 2 passes is a good idea because you're ensuring longevity, even though I don't really need it because I'm going to wash this off in a moment, and all I can see in the mirror is a bright red ear. Anyway, blend this and just be kind when you come up past here. Don't try and bring it in too much. Keep that color midway and to the end. Now if you want to, darling, you can use a tissue or a shadow shield, and you can just kind of place this at that outside corner, but only if your eye shape permits it. If it is really heavy and you're going to get a lot of skin drag, just forget it. But if you want to, just place it on the outside corner and very lightly just give it a little bit of extension, but only a little bit. So next, we're going to curl the lashes again. And don't worry if you are using now you can go in with your favorite mascara, but before we do, you can also choose at this point to re-highlight any part of the eye you want. So I want to just go back in here on this inner corner, just to open up this eye bit as much as I can. Because it just looks, I don't know, I like it. It's a little bit drag, but at the same time, there's something really nice about it. And now we're just going to get makeup all over my face and apply a last coat of mascara. And if you want to apply it to your lower lashes, you can. And to finish this look, we can either put something dark in the eye, which I always prefer, or we can use something light, like a light pencil, just to keep that opening of the eye. There you go. That is it. You've got colour, because you've got that really great purple, but you've got shape from that mid-tone colour that we used originally, that shape that we etched out within our eye shape, that mid-tone color that contours the eye, that changes the eye shape, that makes things recede away from us, which is what we want with problematic eyes. So we've got it all. Beautiful. I've got a real soft spot for this kind of eye look. I think it looks I think purple is a great color. And you can always use a shimmer shade if you want. I'll put one on now just to show you. There you go. I've just added a shimmer, sort of like a white gold to this look. But with purple, a strong gold would look really nice. Also, a pink. Pink would look really pretty with this. But there you go. That's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.